working for any organization can bring in people from all kinds of walks of life, and the same is true of our next guest.
You might know him from Absinthe, playing the character of the Gazillionaire, but Michael Rahhal is also a court-appointed special advocate, otherwise known as CASA, joining us now. Good morning.
Right. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you in.
Yeah.
You know, from such an incredible background in the show that you do, what made you say, you know what, I want to be a CASA volunteer?
Yeah, well, you know, working in show business offers us a lot of free time. I have my days free, and I was looking for an opportunity to be of service to the community, to feel more integrated into the culture of Las Vegas in a very real and more rewarding way. So I literally Googled volunteering opportunities in Las Vegas, and the first thing that popped up was the website, casalasvegas.org, and started learning a little bit about what the CASA program is. And the more I learned, the more excited I got. It is an incredible opportunity to be truly involved in the lives of some of these kids who are in the foster care system, which can be a very chaotic and very confusing experience with a lot of flux and a lot of people coming and going. And as the CASA volunteer, I can be like the one person who they see on the regular. I can be the consistent presence to advocate for these kids, to make sure they're getting their needs met, to make sure that they're getting what they need, and then going into court and actually helping kind of guide the permanency plan to make sure that these kids are either reunited with their families or find a permanent home in the first place.
It's hugely impactful, and I mean, I think one of the things that speaks to the program, you have an unusual work schedule. You have an unusual, usual for strip job, you know, to be a performer. But not normal hours. So obviously, CASA obviously works with you with balancing your regular work schedule, with the performances, with also being able to be there as a co-CASA.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. And you know, I mean, it's not just for people with lots of free time. A lot of the other volunteers that I trained with, you know, they have full-time jobs, they have multiple jobs. You know, some of them are retired, they're empty nesters. You know, it's people from all walks of life, and it's I mean, it is an impressive grouping of people. In my cohort, when we were learning, I made friends with, you know, people who are in the insurance business, people who are lawyers, people who are, you know, were products of the Child Protective Services system, you know, or the foster care system, who as adults decided that they wanted to become volunteers themselves. Wow. So it's a really amazing grouping of people from all walks of life, and it is literally for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, recently we heard that one of the kids you are a CASA for really needed help getting ready for prom. So can you share with us that story?
Yeah, he's getting ready for prom, and you know, he wanted to make sure that he got his tickets purchased, which are crazy expensive now for some reason. You know, $85 for a prom ticket for high school kids. I mean, when I was in high school, look, I'm a little old, but it was like $5, right? So, you know, but we have funds, you know, we have, each child in the foster care system has some funds that are available to them. So we make sure that he's got his tickets, that we're getting his suit. I'm going to help him and take him shopping. He said the theme is, I think, Alice in Wonderland. So he wants to dress as, you know, the Queen of Hearts or the King of Hearts or something like that. So
how cool.
We're helping him put together an outfit with a color scheme and all that stuff. And, you know, those are some of the more fun aspects of getting to be part of that kid's life, you know, and just show up for them in that way and like say like, hey man, you know, I can help you out here. We can have some fun here.
Yeah,
That's so wonderful.
I mean, you've mentioned the really light parts of the job,
Yes.
and also, you know, going into court and being an advocate is probably a little bit harder. But what is the overall impact for you? I mean, how has this changed you? Or what kind of, you know, what do you get out of this? Is this something, you know, that's been super impactful for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if nothing else, just all the self-esteem banking that you get to do, you know, just feeling good about how I'm going through my life and how I'm operating in the world is a really powerful thing. You know, the world is a complicated and difficult place now, especially now. You know, we as a country are more divided than ever. So it's an opportunity to put all of that stuff aside and actually show up for someone who really does need help. And I can use what are, you know, what you realize are an incredible depth of resources. Just as a regular, normal, working class person, I can use my resources to actually change the life of someone who has no agency,
Incredible.
who has no control over the direction of their lives.
Yeah. No, it's wonderful work that you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us this morning
Thanks
and sharing
so much.
your story with us.
Absolutely. CASALasVegas.org. Go to the website. It's 5 weeks of training, orientations every week. Come check it out, everybody.
All right.